Hey y'all, how y'all doing? It is your girl Shalisco signing in for another video. Welcome back. What's up? I know I took a 1 month hiatus, but I'm back and better than ever. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for the love and the care and the support over my videos. God, I thank you. I appreciate everything you do for me. Jesus, I thank you. Honestly, you guys, we are growing each and every day, from the views to the shares to the follows to all the different ways you guys are supporting this channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all did your thing with my giveaway. Honestly, I am so excited to announce the winners and everything like that very soon. And I think we might have another giveaway in August. So be sure to be on the lookout for that by following my Instagram and my Twitter. That's going to be down below here. By following me on these other social media platforms, you're going to be informed on new content, new giveaways, and as well as keeping up with the different things that I do on various platforms. So be sure to check them out down below. Every day there seems to be a new word, a new concept, or even a new movement that we all need to be well informed about, as we would get questions about it at any given time. However, we tend to neglect the fact that there's a plethora of terms and ideas behind these said things that take time for us to digest and fully understand. With this new wave of feminism, that's exactly what it looks like. It seems like it's so easy and quick for one to fall into the abyss of confusion. And if that's the case, how can one go ahead and create and ignite true change in our society when so many people are divided on various topics that can truly push us forward? This line of thinking inspired a new mini-series where we're going to be analyzing and discussing topics that have gained momentum in the conversation of feminism in the past couple of years, however, still leaving many people misinformed and uneducated on those topics. The title for this mini-series is Modern Feminism is Doomed, and we're going to be looking at these following topics: decentering men, 4B versus 5C movement, and feminism versus society. Today, we're going to be looking at decentering men from its definition to its history, then going into how society sees this concept, looking at it through movies and TV shows, and common misconceptions that follow said topic. To kick off this video, we first need to understand what decentering is. In the psychology sense, decentering is the ability to objectively view your thoughts and feelings from a third-person point of view, so that they can be considered as events rather than truths to oneself. The concept of decentering actually originated with Piaget, who defined decentering as a feature of operational thought, the ability to conceptualize multiple perspectives simultaneously. Now that we've got that out of the way, we can now understand that the concept or the act of decentering men in a person's life is when they don't see men as a focal point. They don't hold a high or crucial place in their life, and they're not going ahead to prioritize them. I have to say, I saw a few terms online where people were going ahead to describe and discuss the whole term decentering men, or analyzing the concept of decentering men, and they always seem to add a gender to it. They genderized it as it's just women who need to go ahead and decenter men, or it's just women who are going ahead to decenter men, when that's simply not the case. Decentering men affects women just as much as it affects men. These terms and concepts that tend to arise in the conversation of feminism is a reason why feminism is the way it is today. It is not a conversation of men versus women, but men and women working together to dismantle different concepts in our society that hold us back and have us in different qualities of life based on the systems that we uphold till this very day. But I'm not going to touch on it too much now because we have a whole video on that coming at the end of this mini-series. And we're back. Outfit change, well refreshed. I wanted to fix certain things in the video that I didn't really like earlier on, so let's jump back into the video. It is important when we're talking about decentralization of men in society to also compare it to centralization of men in society, how this affects men and women and how they socialize with one another. Friendships for women who centralize men in their lives tend to have a difficult time having true, in-depth, genuine friendships, as they see their friendships as accessories to them. They don't really see the significance of it as their main drive is having a husband, having a man, having male validation. So they tend to be horrible friends to the people in their lives and find themselves usually going to their friends for emotional support when they're in relationships with people who are supposed to also give them emotional support. But because they're male centered, they're usually not looking at the right qualities in a man. They tend to go for someone who looks stereotypically masculine or give off those masculine traits. Sometimes it's not even that, they just want the comfort of a man. And because of that, they bypass so many different red flags and they don't really see that person for who they are. They only like the idea of who they can be in their lives. We must also note here that when it comes to these women in question, they tend to hold their male friendships in high regard in comparison to their female friendships. These women at times can be classified as pick-me's because in social gatherings and settings with their friends, they tend to find different ways to make themselves look more appealing to the male gaze, or they would go ahead and make their friends look bad in the eyes of other men. Or sometimes it's not even their friends, it could just be like other women that they're around. They try to put themselves in the best light so that they can be picked or at least receive attention of some kind. For relationships and marriage, we can also say that with these women, they are essentially in this incubator, like they're in their own little worlds. They forget about everybody else. Like they're so consumed with their relationship, with their marriage. It's just their own little small unit, and that is it. They don't understand the aspect of community or going ahead to actively participate in a community. It's just their man, and that's it. You don't see them have a personality or an identity of their own anymore, if they even had any to begin with. It just seems as though they're just very much my man, my man, my man. Their friends don't see them no more. They probably lost all their friends because when it comes down for them to actually show up in their friends' lives or participate, in the community that they're supposed to, you don't see them anymore. At the same time, I can't really blame these women 100% because many women are told that marriage is the goal. Having a child, having a family, having a husband is the goal. So everything else kind of doesn't matter. And especially with the way we've progressed as a society to be very much, individualistic. We only care about ourselves and the people that are around us or just our families, and that's it. You would see a lot of these people detach themselves from society and treat their own little space as just their own little corner on earth. We can see here that relationship, married life, and family life intertwine with each other so well, seamlessly even, because the same way that these women are raised is the same way they end up raising their children. So it ends up being this endless cycle of women just telling other women what to do each and every time. And the minute you see a little bit of rebellion or disobedience of any kind to have their own self-identity, it's like they're a disgrace. They are shunned, they're disrespected, and they're told so many harmful and disrespectful things just because they think that there's more to life than having a family and a husband. But anywho, friendships with men tend to follow this herd mentality mindset where they find people who either are very similar to them or give them a sense of a challenge in life and just follow the herd. They stick with their own people. They might have different personalities here and there, but they tend to share the same brain cell with most topics. Marriage for men seems very benefiting, to be honest, because they have a chance to have their own identity and do their own thing. They don't have to stop doing work. They don't have to stop seeing their friends or their hobbies or anything like that. Like, they can continue life practically the same way because The baggage of having family life doesn't really fall on them. Other than paying for bills, that's about it. Cleaning up the house, taking care of the children, taking care of all the extracurricular things that happen in the house, it's not really the man's job per se. Inherently in the family space of things, we see this natural cycle happen where men are raised to be tough and aggressive and masculine, or they're seen as less of a man to other men. And because of that, those same young boys now become those same men who raise other men the same way in their household or just outside in the community. And this can be very harmful because it doesn't allow for men to tap into the variety of expressions and emotions that they're supposed to have in their human experience. It's like you're robbing them of the ability to truly be human and enjoy all aspects of their human experience. Men, in the way that they socialize with other men in society, is very much, they're very passive. Like, they're very good with saying hi, with, having that, bro code between them. But at the same time, you can also say that when it comes to different things that happen in society that men may perpetuate towards other men or women, men, because they have that bro code, they don't really step up. They don't call out other men for their behavior. They're very much passive, if anything, submissive to other men, because you are literally just watching a man going ahead to like abuse another man or like beat up another woman in public, and you're just walking by because you don't want no smoke. You're too scared. You don't want to deal with another man because you know how dangerous men are. It's really interesting, I'll have to say, because women all throughout their lives are told from different kinds of men, whether brother, uncle, cousin, father, even men that they are in relationships with, telling them that men are dangerous, you shouldn't trust them, blah, 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 blah. Then when you hear women say, oh, I can't trust men, or I'd rather be in a forest with a bear than a man, you want to be so surprised, like, oh my goodness, how could you say such? Like, the call is coming from in the house, sir. The call is coming from in the house. Now, what we would look like decentralizing men in our society for women all across the board, I would say, is that these women would have their own identity. They would have a chance of truly understanding themselves and it not being cognizant on a man giving them validation or giving them the approval they're meant to have in their life. It gives them a chance to be able to build true self-identity. Yeah, it makes them choose better with that because they're not looking at the standard that men have already provided for them to look for or to live by in life. They are simply going by their own rules. They're wanting more for themselves and more from their partners and more from their friendships when it comes to men. This can be a problem for men who are okay with the way things have been in the past, who are okay with bare minimum behavior and okay with asking for so much whilst giving so little to their partners and their friendships, or just people that are around them due to association. You could see with these women, they're not in a rush to get married. They're not in a rush to have children. They're really building their aspect of community because they know the value of having people around them that support them, that care about them, and also people that they can pour into as well. They are not pushed at finding validation in things outside of them. Their validation is in here already because they know who they are, they know what they provide, and they know the kind of people that should also be in their life. It's really funny when you see women who are in the process of decentering men or who have already decentered men being preached to in such an aggressive way to still want marriage, to still push to have a child, to still want to be a subservient wife. Like, times have changed, my love. Times have changed. And I don't want to get on religious leaders for this because that's a whole different conversation. Like, we have to start breaking down the patriarchy in many religions, more specifically Christianity, and start talking about the basis of it. Like, that's a Patreon type of video. A Patreon type of video. Let me know if you want that down below though. But I think it's very unfair that we push women to want marriage and want children at such a young age, but you don't push that on men. You tell men that they're allowed to build their self identity, they're allowed to build themselves up, to have enough money to be able to support themselves, first and foremost, before they're even able to have a family. You give them all these things to be better people in the outside, because you don't tell them to build their emotional intelligence. You don't tell them to be more self-aware, to be more accountable, to be a better man to not only themselves but to other people in society. You don't tell them any of that. It's very much, oh, be a provider, be a man. But anyways, I don't want to talk too much about that, because then we're gonna go off on a tangent, and I don't want to do that. For men across the board in decentering men in their lives, it would cause them to be better people. Like, they would be better friends to those around them, both men and women, because they would be able to actually strive for emotional intelligence. They would know how to critically analyze certain situations in their friends' lives and give them proper advice, and not just lean into what society says they should say. And please don't misquote me. I'm not saying there aren't men out there who aren't doing that. I'm just saying we need more of it. We need more. We want more men speaking out and holding other men accountable and giving better advice towards women when it comes to relationships, and men when it comes to relationships as well. In marriages, it would cause these men to go ahead and be better partners. They would go ahead and actually partake in a lot of the family duties and building up their marriage in such a way where it wouldn't just be one person actively participating in it emotionally. It would be both of them really going ahead to give 100% of themselves to their partners and to their families. And in the society aspect of things, we could definitely see that these men would go ahead and actually put other men in check. Like, they wouldn't be caring about other men looking at them differently or treating them differently, because they care more about just people being safer in life, being treated with love and respect. And they understand that society needs more people like that, because they're not seeking for male approval. A common misconception that I've seen when it comes up in the conversation of decentering men is that you can't seek for love, or that you should become lesbian because there's no way you can find a man out here if you're decentering men. Whoever told you lied to you. Whoever told you that lied straight to your face, because that's not true. We're just saying that you should have higher standards for yourself and not see marriage or having a husband as a focal point in life. That's all we're saying. We never said you shouldn't want love. At least the people who are telling you that are not practicing it right. I'm just saying, they're really not. I'm not gonna lie, I used to be one of those women who would say, you know what, you just need more self-love. Like, you should care about yourself more. You know, you don't need a man, blah, 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 blah. Listen, I'm older now. When I was young, I didn't understand, but now I understand. I believe that it is important to still value romantic love just as much as you value your friends and the love that you have for your friends and the love that you have for your family. It should all be on the same level. However, when it becomes a problem is when you lose yourself because of romantic love. You know what I mean? That is when it becomes an issue. Yes, have your own identity. Yes, go ahead and find different things that you care about and love about yourself and share it with the people around you. But you can also have love too in romance. And that's okay. When the time comes, embrace it. Be very wary, though, make sure you look at different boundaries that you have for yourself and make sure that person is not crossing it. All those red flags, don't turn them into pink just because you want love, okay? Make sure you're looking at that person, you're analyzing that person, and you're truly studying who they are as a person. Point blank, period. All right? That is what I have to say towards that misconception. Another misconception that I've seen towards this conversation is that men are not even in this conversation at all. Like, it's just women decentering men. And that's the problem. I spoke about this earlier. We need to include men in this conversation as well. Men need to decenter other men so they can find their own self-worth and their own validation in themselves. You know what I mean? Like, they should be able to hold their friends accountable, and they should also be able to share their thoughts and their feelings with their friends and their family without feeling like they're less of a man, you know? If we go ahead and change the narrative of what we see as masculine being in our society and allow men to truly have the human experience, like I said before, we will have a better society. I know this sounds very kumbaya, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? But it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort for you to get to a point where you decenter men, because it's not just you looking at other men. You have to also look at the way that your father may have influenced the way you've seen men, and the way your mother has also influenced the way you see men. A lot of our parents and our family members influence the way that we view other men. Yeah, whether directly or indirectly, we have to be very wary of that. If there are any other misconceptions that you believe apply to this conversation, please let me know down below and let's continue this dialogue. Thanks once again for joining into this video, you guys. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please let me know some of your thoughts down below towards this conversation so we can see varying perspectives and how this applies to the way that we see decentering men in our society. The question of the day is, what is an aspect of feminism that you would change personally? Let me know what you think about that down below. And let me know what your answer is as well down below. All right, y'all. It is your girl, Shalisco, signing out of this video. And remember, God made you special and he loves you very much. And you can do anything you set your mind to with Christ, of course. All right, y'all. Peace. On my channel where we're going to be analyzing and okay, this line of thinking inspired Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit. Enemy, you won't win. I will not be embarrassed. Embarrassed. Again. I was so embarrassing. That last video. Like, I'm doing my intro wrong. I got lips gloss in the crevices of my lips. I'm looking oily. I'm looking shiny. I messed, like, no. No, we're not letting that happen today. We lived and we learned and we're doing better. Okay? This line and think. Joe, stop flickering like that. You freaking me out. Okay. My glasses. My glasses. I don't know what I look like. See, that's the thing. It's either I'm not wearing make glasses at all that day, or I'm wearing glasses the whole day. I can't be in a situation where I'm wearing makeup and then I take off my glasses. Because this and like the way I do my face is according to the way you see me with my glasses. You know what I mean? I don't know how to. Because let's be honest, how many girlies out here do you see making YouTube videos with full faces on and wear glasses the way I do? Please, quickly, most people on YouTube do not wear glasses or wear makeup with their glasses. I'm literally the only one. I'm literally the only one. At first, when I started my YouTube journey, like, I usually took off my glasses because, like, when my quality started getting good with my videos, especially in terms of like video quality, I took off my glasses for the longest time because I always like was in fear of having a glare or whatever the case may be, you know, like I was just scared. And then thank God I started changing the setup and the layout and everything like that, so like I could start wearing glasses, because most of the time I had a script, right? And yeah, but yeah, we thank God for grace, because now I can do it in an amazing studio where I live in. And then sorry, I don't know if it got my stomach growling. But yeah, like, how many biddies do you see doing it the way I do it? How many girlies do you see do it the way I do it? Yeah, just know it's God's grace. It's God living in me. All right, because y'all know, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Okay, the only reason why I'm able to do this is because of God's grace and God, Holy Spirit living in me. Okay, I can do all things in Christ. Anyways, let's get into this video. Tad, not too much. Because I've noticed when I put too much, that's when it wants to start acting crazy. And I'm like, girl, now's not the time. I need water. Sorry. Because sometimes I feel like my mic is not working. I might even go live. So I gotta cough into the mic. Because I'm like, girly. But like germs. I've just brushed my teeth, girl. I should be fine. I should be fine. Don't ask me what time I brushed my teeth. Don't ask me. Because I've been home all day. I had to call for work. Because I was like, girl, this video is more important than go to work. Okay? Very soon, I'm not going to come to work no more. I'm not going to have work no more because of this. Okay? Very soon. It's giving end of this year. By the end of this year, we'll be gone from job, you know, because we blowing up on here. Anyways, that's a goal, that's a dream, you know, but I'm going to miss working. Sorry, I have to bleep that out because y'all not going to know where I work until I become a global ambassador for them, of course, one day. But anyways, let me stop. You know what I'm talking about? Bring it back.